Okay, we were discussing this, the response, that is, we found the value of the current ID. So after finding the value of current IGD, the current through this capacitance, we can, I told you, we'll try to replace this capacitance CGD. So the capacitance which is here, okay, this capacitance we will try to replace with an equivalent capacitance on the input side. And if I have to do this kind of replacement, I will have to what? Find the, okay, I will just have to see here to find the replacement for CGD. I am trying to replace this CGD with an equivalent capacitance C equivalent on the input side alone. Why do we want to do that? So that we will simplify our analysis. Remember, this capacitance CGD is connecting the gate to drain, input side to the output side. So if I can just replace this CGD with an equivalent capacitance on the input side, then it would be simple for us to analyze the behavior of this circuit. So what we'll do, when we try to replace, I am trying to find an equivalent capacitance C equivalent such that the same current IGD which was flowing through this CGD will flow through this C equivalent. How do I do that? So if you want the current C through C equivalent to be same as IGD, what do? You will just consider, see here, I'll consider the current through this capacitance C equivalent. The current through that capacitance will be voltage across this capacitance divided by the reactance. What is the voltage across this capacitance? VGS. You can see the voltage across this capacitance is VGS. Okay. And the reactance of this capacitance is 1 by S into C equivalent. So what is the value of current I? Current I through the capacitance will be the voltage VGS divided by 1 by S into C equivalent, as you can see here. So what would this value turn out to be? This whole thing will reduce to this value, S C equivalent into VGS. Okay. So that is the value of the current through the equivalent capacitance, and we want that current to be same as the current IGD. Remember, we had derived the current IGD through this capacitance CGS in this equation. So we want this current IGD to be same as the current through this capacitance. Then I can replace CGD with the C equivalent. So what I'll do, I'll write the right hand side as SCGD into 1 plus GMRL dash VGS, which was our IGD. So when I equate both, what happens? You'll see S cancels out, VGS cancels out. So what you have now, will be what? C equivalent is left out on the left hand side, will be same as CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. So we showed that it is possible to replace this capacitance CGD, which is connected between input side and output side, gate and drain, with an equivalent capacitance CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash, because the current through this C equivalent will be same as this CGD. So now I have simplified this circuit. You can see this is the circuit which I now have to analyze. So what all is there in my circuit? I have the signal source V sig into Rg by Rg plus R sig. We call this as V sig dash. Okay, the Thevenin's equivalent signal source. I have the Thevenin's equivalent resistance R sig dash, R sig parallel Rg as in this circuit. Then I have this device capacitance CGS in parallel with an equivalent capacitance C equivalent, whose value is given as CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. Okay. So now in this circuit, we will try to analyze that simplified circuit. So this is the simplified circuit which I have. As you can see, I think again after this 40 minutes it will go out. Please log in to the same with the same ID password again. Okay, if we once we go out. Anyway, see here, this is the circuit which we have to analyze, the one which I have circled. Now what in this circuit, I have two capacitors in parallel, CGS and C equivalent. How do I consider capacitors in parallel? You add. So the equivalent capacitance of these two, I'll call it as C in, and that C in is nothing but as shown here. C in is CGS plus C equivalent. The C equivalent value is CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. Okay. So we have now a very simple circuit which is same as our single time constant low pass circuit. You have done low pass circuits in the lab, low pass filter, high pass filter and all. So this is our low pass filter where we have a series resistance and a shunt capacitance. So to analyze this circuit, I have to find the transfer function of this circuit. The output voltage which is across this capacitance divided by input voltage gives me the transfer function. So let us find VGS. This VGS is the input voltage Vsig into Rg by Rsig plus Rg into the reactance of this capacitance Xc in divided by the sum of series resistance Rsig dash plus shunt capacitance reactance Xc in. So this circuit, this is the voltage across the output capacitance C in, okay, or input, whatever. This is the place where we want to analyze. Now, simplifying that further, I've kept this voltage as it is. This Vsig into Rg by Rsig plus Rg. I'm not repeating. The right hand side, what we have, Xc in by Rsig dash plus Xc in. We will divide the numerator and denominator with Xc in. So dividing the numerator, I'll get 1 here. In the denominator, Rsig dash by Xc in plus Xc in by Xc in, which is 1. And what is Xc in? Xc in is nothing but what? 1 by S into C in. So Xc in is 1 by S into C in, which we have written here, plus 1. This Sc in, when I simplify this term, it becomes Sc in Rsig dash plus 1. And this can be written as this C in Rsig dash. You see here down, C in into Rsig dash, I'll replace it with 1 by omega naught. So wherever I have C in into Rsig dash, I'll replace it with 1 by omega naught. So I have S in the numerator. So this becomes S by omega naught. Okay. So this term becomes S by omega naught, and C in into Rsig dash is 1 by omega naught plus 1. So this 1 we have written here. Okay. So now this is the standard form of writing the expression for any single time constant low pass circuit. So wherever you have a low pass circuit, as shown here, I told you this is a low pass circuit with series resistance, shunt capacitance. So what do you think its frequency response will be like? Its frequency response of a low pass circuit is like this. It is constant at low frequencies, it decreases at high frequencies. So we are trying to analyze that part only. We have shown that the complete MOSFET amplifier, common source amplifier, behaves like a low pass RC filter or low pass RC circuit at high frequency of operation. So we have reduced the complete circuit to this form. Now we have analyzed and the transfer function, the expression for transfer function is given like this. So what is the total VGS? Bringing back this voltage, wherever we have written, copied the voltages, Rg by Rg plus Rsig into Vsig. And on the right hand side, here you see I have 1 by 1 plus S by omega naught. Please remember, this is the standard form of equation for any low pass circuit. And that low pass circuit has a single S. We call it as a single time constant low pass circuit. So what is the omega naught value here? It is 1 by Cin into R sig dash, where Cin is CGS plus C equivalent. Don't forget that. It is the parallel combination of the device capacitance CGS plus the second device capacitance CGD, which was between gate and drain, into 1 plus GMRL dash, where GMRL dash is the gain of the amplifier at midband. And what is R sig dash? This value, R sig dash, is the parallel combination of R sig and Rg. So using this, I want to find what is the output voltage of this circuit. What is the output voltage of this circuit? Here. Sorry. This one, V naught. What is the value of V naught? Gm VGS or minus Gm VGS into RL dash. So output voltage is minus Gm VGS into RL dash. We substitute for VGS using this equation. See the first equation here, which I have on the right side. That gives me the expression for VGS in terms of V6. So you substitute for VGS. And when you do that, okay, so sorry for the disturbance. See here, V naught by V sig we will find out. So V naught by V sig, I am just bringing the V sig after substituting. When substituting for VGS from this expression, see here, this is our VGS, which I will substitute here. Okay. So after substituting for this VGS, whatever V sig you have here, you bring it to the left hand side. Sorry. So you bring it to this side, you will get this expression. The voltage gain at high frequencies, V naught by V sig, is minus Rg by Rg plus Rsig into GMRL dash into. So I have, before, if you see, the midband voltage gain had only these two parameters. Okay. The midband voltage gain, if you notice, AM, had only these two elements. Now the high frequency voltage gain, AH, we can call this as midband voltage gain, we call it as AM. The high frequency voltage gain will have one additional term, which is frequency dependent. Why do you say this is frequency dependent? Remember, S is equal to J omega, where omega is 2 pi F. Okay. So I have a frequency dependent term now in my equation for the gain. Hence, as I try to find the magnitude of this, so for this value, I'll replace it with the midband gain AM. Remember, this whole thing is AM divided by 1 plus S by, instead of omega naught, we'll call that as omega H. When do I call it as omega H? It is that frequency where the gain falls by 3 decibels from the midband gain. So whenever this midband gain comes down by 3 decibels, that is your omega H, or omega H by 2 pi is FH. Therefore, omega H is omega naught, which is 1 by Cin into R sig dash, and FH is omega H by 2 pi, which is 1 by 2 pi Cin into R sig dash. So at this frequency, we'll find FH like this. Please remember how we find Cin and R sig dash. I think our connection will end now. Just